we have to go through the thing now. Okay. So first,
start from where you want to start.
Yes, from the beginning, because this movie is full of dumb stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
From the beginning, so Lee Harker, newly examined, whatever you call it, FBI agent. She's about to do her first, field operation. They're gonna go knock doors to find this guy, the serial killer, whatever.
Yeah.
She goes out with her partner. They're knocking doors, and she gets this feeling like he's in there, pointing to a house.
It's this house.
Turns out he is there. Turns out she is clairvoyant, as they say. Half clairvoyant is good than not being clairvoyant. Ha ha ha.
Intuitive or something they call it.
Intuitive. Sorry, let's call it intuition.
No, they call it a few things.
Yeah. So then they they test her, and that's when they found out she has something. She's more than just intuition. There's something else going on.
Yeah, there's something going on. Yeah.
So then they put her on this special case where they have been chasing a murderer for 30 years. Problem is, there is never any evidence of him being there. He does not commit the murders. It's seemingly always the father who kills his family and then kills himself. But a letter is always left by an outside person, because it doesn't match any of the family members' handwriting. There's cryptic text or cryptic symbols, and it's always signed Longlegs.
Yeah.
And they're like, maybe you with your superpower can figure it out. So she starts digging into it.
Yeah.
We get flashbacks. The movie starts with a flashback, so to speak, to her as a child, which we don't know though is her child, but we kind of
assumed.
I didn't assume at first. Either way. No, I did, because I had heard the thing about Nicolas Cage. First of all, I don't know if I misunderstood that. I heard somewhere that Nicolas Cage was supposed to play her intuition, her imaginary buddy who helps her solve crimes. That's not at all the case. No. I don't know where I got that from. So that threw me off.
Yeah.
Especially since the first time you see him or hear him, he draws her away from the car, which we think is a scary car, which is actually his car. Because in the beginning, she's walking towards the car. There's a dark presence in the car. You see the doll and she's about to walk up to it, but then she hears cuckoo. And walks through the voice. Like, oh, he saved her. So it's like, maybe that's it. But then it turns out that's not it. Anyway, back to her as a grown up. She starts looking into the murders.
She starts making some connections.
Some connections, with dates and everything.
Yeah.
But then when she's not having hit, a wall or anything, but just like, okay, that's it for now. She gets a letter given to her by Longlegs
at her home. We
see him in her house. Once again, I was just like, oh, is that just him, his, the imaginary buddy walking around in her house? But no, that I understood later. No, he was actually in the house, gave her a birthday card, which says, happy 9th birthday on it.
Birthday, yeah.
Which makes sense because all the girls were murdered when they were 9.
And also, it says don't open until January 14th.
Yeah, which is the day it's her birthday.
It's her birthday, so it's a few days later, actually, but she opens straight away, obviously.
Yeah, there's also something. She notices the one thing that connects the families that have been murdered is that the daughter of the family is 9, and her birthday comes within 6 days of the murder, either before or after.
Yeah.
So that she didn't go, oh, it says 9 on this. She didn't connect that. Was like, in hindsight, I was like, dumb.
Yeah.
Idiot. Especially you who have intuition.
Clairvoyance or whatever.
But then this card has text on it. It's the I stand upon the sand of the sea. No, wait.
Something like that.
Something like that. Which, and under that are the cryptic symbols. So it's literally
a key.
A key, right, a key for it.
The cipher.
Yeah, cipher. So this guy has not left a single clue to how to figure it out for 30 years. And now, when she comes on to the case, he gives her a clue, but tells them or writes in the note if you tell them how you figure it out, I'll cut your mom's milk tits off and let her bleed to death.
Bleed her death.
Yeah, it's like...
But why then?
Why then? Yeah, because it's like, because that's part of the grand plan. We'll get to that. Because then, and she doesn't tell them, which I was like,
no,
of course you're gonna tell them.
She just translates all the letters and doesn't tell them how she figured it out. I think she says like, I stared at it
long enough. Which is like,
that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. If you don't have a single key or a cipher, like one letter, you cannot figure it out.
It's impossible.
It is impossible. Literally impossible.
I mean, it's mostly impossible even if you only have one. So
yeah, there is the deductive method where the most common double like L's or S's, you can just start testing with those, but that would take you like weeks, months, maybe years to figure it out.
Yeah.
She does
and what
it
if
in
the
2
one
days.
key you have is like Z?
Yeah. She does it in 1 day. So like, no. No one questions that is bullshit.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah. But then
that's what one of the reviews got wrong. He didn't understand that she got the key from that birthday party. He kind of skipped over that. Like, she just figured it out somehow.
She was literally
she got the key.
marking it and then putting it on, like, do you figure it out? Yeah. Anyway, right, yeah.
Then they show up at the latest murder, which they show up to a month late.
Yeah. Yeah, all the
That's the next scene, because someone calls her while she's deciphering and like, oh, Carter's looking for you.
Yeah. Funny though, she's like, yeah, I'll be right over. And from the way the movie is shot and edited, this is like the night after she's been put on the case. And then it's the same night as she and her boss went drinking.
And she drove him home. So she's home very early in the morning, I'm assuming.
I guess, because
she leaves their house at 12 or just past 12.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so it's the middle of the night when she receives the cipher and then gets the phone call.
And fine, let's give her like 2 hours to be at home.
Yeah, but it's
because she showers and she calls her mom and then that thing happens and she looks at the letter. Give her 2 hours, so it's 2:00 in the morning.
But the way it looks, because then when she arrives at the crime scene, it's like broad daylight.
Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock at day or something. I don't know if she lives hours away.
Sure.
Because it does look like she lives in this like cabin in the woods.
Yeah, which doesn't really matter. But it just looked like
such a set.
Yeah, it looked super fake.
Yeah.
It looked like a ski lodge, but in the Oregon forest. That's what takes place. Oregon, because they mentioned Oregon slaying, so I'm guessing it's the same state.
It looks so fake. It just looked so fake. Yeah. It was just weird. And the creepiest house ever to live in. So she gets to the crime scene.
She gets to the crime scene, tells him like, "Oh, I figured it out." Just like that. And
because he shows him, he shows her the new letter, and she just translates it straight away.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Oh, I guess you did then. I guess you're superhuman."
Fine.
You know, imagine if she actually used her intuition and she wasn't given the cipher by the murderer.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they figure that out and they see that it fits into the pattern of the killings. That the girl was 9, her birthday turns out was 6 days after they were murdered or before.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then then for some reason in all the letters he's written over 30 years, starting in the 65, because this movie takes place in 95, they say, because it was 75 when the camera murders happened, the camera family murders, was 20 years ago. So it's 95.
How old is she supposed to be?
She's supposed to be like, she joined the force when she was 20, Longlegs says. So she's 23, maybe? 25? Something like that.
Yeah. So
she's born, in the 70s. That makes sense. That should be 75. She was, 75, then she was 9, so she was born in 66. Because, her mom delivers the camera family doll.
Yeah, but I thought she was the first one.
No.
Oh.
She was not the first one.
Then I missed that.
She was the first one where the mom agreed to the terms. Like, either I kill you all now, or you help me kill the rest, and I'll spare your daughter. So
she didn't help him with all of them. She just helped him with the rest of them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because Because he says, I gave her the choice, like I gave all of them.
That's true.
Anyway,
the murder is again,
right.
the murder scene has
she talks after they have checked the house and like everything. They go back and she says like, oh yeah, I translated all the letters, and the one detail he keeps coming back to is the Camera family, the time we spent at Camera Farm, and that was a family called Camera. There's a stupid name, but yeah, which is the only one where there was a survivor. The little girl of the family survived, but okay. So once again, he is pointing towards, and also it can't be all the letters. It has to be every letter after 1975.
Yeah.
Sure, that can be.
No, I don't think she says all the letters. She says a lot.
She says most of the letters. Yeah, it keeps most of them. But yeah, shouldn't they? Once again, it's one of those details. Shouldn't she say that all the letters after 75 references to the Camera Farm? And then they would say, there was a Camera family murdered in 75. You know, that's what a police procedure does. Gives you information. This doesn't ever, other than dumb information.
Right, and that's when she said something about the crosses point you to the spot or something.
Yeah, where X's points to the treasure. So yeah, the place.
Yeah.
Okay. So they go there, and they find a doll. And we gotta skip forward. Why is that the only one where the doll is left? That's the thing. The dolls, was that doll left because the girl still lived?
I'm assuming yes.
Okay.
Because they don't mention the dolls in any of the other crime scenes, really.
Not really. Yeah, exactly.
It's mentioned in passing by at one point, I think. But they don't bring it up as a clue. They don't bring it up as that's one of the similarities, that there were dolls at all the places.
Yeah. Which, okay.
Again, feels like a missed detail, unless Longlegs and his accomplice removes the doll afterwards.
But then why point to one of the dolls? Once again, why? I know that, it's the classic, serial killers are often narcissists, so they they kind of want to lead the cops on. But it's just like,
it could also be that because Lee was like the one that got away, sort of, but also Camera Girl, whatever her name was, she was also one of them that got away. He needed to end both of them to like finish.
Yeah, but He did that. Like what? Why?
No, he needed one more, and then those two for some reason to finish his work or something. I guess, but it's not.
It's so
that's not clear.
That's so flimsy.
Yeah,
and it's
not
so
obvious.
No, it's so convoluted. Like he could just walk, because we find out that we got to go talk to the Camera Girl. Then they go over there. Turns out
she's in a loony bin, first of all.
She's been catatonic for 20 years, but then just 2 days ago, what a coincidence. It was like someone switched her on, and now she's lucid again. Because she had a visitor. Oh, who was it? Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't here. Oh, did anyone check?
That dude was so comical. I didn't like it. He was
I don't know what they were going for there. I mean, it was very effete, very, gay.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense. It didn't fit.
It doesn't really matter, but
no, it just felt very off.
Yeah. And it was like, so you weren't here? No. Did any guards check? No.
We don't check IDs.
You don't check IDs when you have crazy people around.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know if you've been to a psych ward, but you kind of need to check in unless they know you there. No, but so this person who went to see her.
I mean, they do write in the book that they're there.
Yeah, but they wrote a fake name.
Yeah,
they wrote in Lee Harker, the FBI agent. Ooh, is that to throw us off? It's like, maybe she's the killer.
I think so. It's like, maybe she's unconsciously doing shit.
Yeah, which they did. Yeah, they kind of hint that. Definitely, she seems to have some sort of connection to it all.
Yeah,
but it's kind of dispelled pretty quickly after that. So it's like, what was the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they talk to her, and that's one of those details that, when I skimmed through it, I was like, that's interesting, because she says, "Have I met you before?
Yeah,
you've been to my house." She was obviously talking about her mom.
Exactly.
Funny. But yeah, she doesn't really say much. Like, oh no, the person.
She talks about like, oh, the person who met me. I love basically, I love them. I cherish them. Whatever. I'll do anything for them. If they tell me to kill you, I would gladly squeeze you until your heart pops. Pop, pop, pop.
Pop, pop.
If they told me to jump off the roof, I would do it and smile as the ground greets me.
Yeah.
Which then, yeah, she does.
Yeah. Okay.
But why?
Yeah. We don't really get a lot of information from that.
No.
And this person, you said her name? What was the actress?
Shannon Kipka. Whatever. Karnan Shipka.
That was the one terrible performance. She was so bad. She's supposed to be talking like, the country girl, but she has this super flat, like, just general American accent, and she doesn't keep saying things like, yes, the walls is, the ground is coming closer to me,
that's the weird thing, though. I don't think she's supposed to be super country, but the way she says the words with ending with, like, S's and stuff is something that, I was about to call him Klopp, that's not his name. Cobble does as well. But we only hear that a couple of times, so it's not like it's a speech pattern that we like actually notice. I just happened to notice it after I'd heard her. I went, he sounds like her. So I'm thinking that's him.
That the devil is in her now.
Or something. No, yeah.
No. All right.
Again, not explained though.
No.
So
and
who the fuck knows?
When we've talked about it, the movie shouldn't explain everything, but it's just like, it doesn't add to anything.
No.
Because we don't even know if that's actually what it is, that he's in her, or if she's just woken up and that's how she talks. Because I didn't really pick that up on him.
It's like 2 times or 3 times he says it like that.
Okay.
But not as much as she does.
No,
so it's not like you notice it the same way.
Exactly. But then I'm like, okay, so he was here. Oh, she calls her like a flimsy, bitchy angel or something for some reason.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. And then they're like, okay, so we're kind of hitting a wall here. What are we supposed to do?
They do question the fact that why would he put your name down?
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of his own.
That's the one thing. And then he's like, you know what, Harker, says Captain Carter. He's like, I went through your file. Turns out your mom made 1 phone call to the police in 1975. That's the only time she ever called. And she talked about an intruder.
He does mention that it was the day. Well, he says the date, and she says, "Oh, 1 day before my birthday."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, your 9th birthday.
Okay, but that's still just like that's
still very flimsy.
Very flimsy to say. Yeah, she reported an intruder. The tall, pale man.
Yeah.
It's just like,
which is not a description they've had before.
Exactly. So why would that be like, ooh, that sticks out? This is a tall white guy.
Longlegs, tall, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And this is like,
that's a stretch.
Yeah. And then you're like, so, I think you need to talk to your mom and see what the hell because there's a connection there. It's like, is there? I mean, yes, it literally is, but that's just because that's written into the script. In reality, I think lots of people call about intruders.
Yeah, but the way he says it, though, it's also, he's read in her file that she does not have a great connection with her mother, that she maybe doesn't meet her often, and she has just been through trauma.
No, he doesn't say that. He asks her, when did you last speak to your mom? And over the course of this movie takes place over, 5 days? Something except for the opening, which I think is a little earlier. She calls her twice and visits twice. I live 10 minutes from our parents. I don't even visit and talk to them that much. What are you talking about having
the visits are after he says she needs to visit, though.
But the calls are before that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I even got the feeling that the mother was overbearing and she's constantly calling and they have this connection. I felt that there was some sort of childhood trauma going on. I did not get that feeling at all. I'm just saying.
I didn't get the feeling from it, but the way he worded it, it sounded like he's like, maybe you should talk to your mom. Okay, yeah, sure.
So she goes over.
But I still don't get the connection with long, pale man. I don't know what that had.
So bad. It's so flimsy. It's and it only works because it turns out he was right.
Yeah.
So she goes over there, talks to her mom. All she ever talks about is saying your prayers and, it's your birthday soon, which, all that has to do with, the devil and the killings. Ooh. whatever. Something you pick up when you, like I said, I skimmed through it before we did this again to see if I missed something, and it's like, oh, okay, and now I get why she keeps talking about the birthday.
Yeah.
But also like,
it's almost your birthday.
Yeah. Also like,
which is the first thing she says in the first call, I think. Like,
yeah. Why does it matter?
birthday.
I mean, it matters, but what is the point? Is what I'm trying to make. And she's like, oh yeah, you were allowed. She's like, I can't. Lee asks her, what happened on my 9th birthday? She's like, I don't remember. You don't remember anything? No.
She even says, we don't remember.
Yeah, we don't remember. And she's like, little girls don't need to know about nasty things like that. And she says, well, I'm not a little girl now. I'm an adult. She's like, yeah, you were allowed to grow up. She goes, what do you mean allowed to grow up? She's like, well, I might not remember, but I kept everything. Like, so that's literally how you remember. You keep things. Anyway, so she goes up.
That's when she goes through her stuff, her own stuff.
Yeah, it turns out she has a picture of a tall, pale man. And she just, because of the wishy-washy intuition she has, she just goes,
all of a sudden comes back into play.
Yeah, which she's just, because her intuition hasn't really done anything for her from the beginning of the movie until now, because everything else has been explained to her by Longlegs. But now she's like, oh my god, that's the guy.
That's him.
It is? And you're basing this on what? And literally, that's what her boss says. Like, yeah, you want to start a manhunt based on a hunch? She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then, I suppose.
Which is kind of what her partner says in the first scene as well. It's like, okay, sure, I'll knock the door, but like, we can't call in for reinforcement on a hunch.
But that's still just like, I don't know. I don't buy it.
No. If they want to play on the intuition stuff, they should have had that more, first of all.
Yes.
Which it's literally only in the movie twice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's just supposed to establish that, and that's why she like figured out. But it's
no, that's not how it works.
No, they needed to keep like throwing that in there that she figured things out.
Yeah.
Because at that point, that far into the movie, now we're like an hour into the movie. I was almost like, how did you figure that out? And I was like, oh right, because she's intuitive. I was like, oh, I had to like, I didn't like immediately go to, oh, that's why. It's just like, which means that there are gaps in the writing, I think.
Yes.
But anyway, so they put on a manhunt, and literally in the next scene, they find him. They don't have a name. They don't have a last known location. All they have is one picture from 20 years ago, and they find him immediately. And we know that it is
the road.
We know that it is immediately because the 13th is the day after. So this is literally the same day. It feels like most of the movie takes place in one day.
Yeah.
It's just, excuse me? And how did they find him that fast? Yeah. And how
in the middle of the road, in the middle of nowhere.
And why was he prepared to leave? Does he have a connection to her? Does he know that they were looking for him? Because he was standing in the middle of the road by a bus stop, fair. But he had all his notebooks with him. He had abandoned his workshop where they built the dolls.
He had abandoned his car, which we know he has.
Yeah. How did they explain that?
They don't.
No, they don't. Oh, they just found him immediately.
Yep. It's like someone called and like, oh, I see him. He's standing right outside my door.
They knew where he was that quickly. But nobody noticed that, that's very close to Lee Harker's mom's house.
Yeah.
And she's connected to the case somehow. Maybe we should check it out. Oh, there's a locked door, which she saw before. And she had like premonitions like, oh, there's something about this door. But she couldn't open it. Like, nobody cared about looking into that.
No.
Even the killer's just down the road from her house. Or wasn't he? Was he somewhere else? How the fuck did he get there if he was not close enough to the house that they could figure it out? How did he get there so fast since they found him literally the same day?
And his car is still at Ruth Parker's house.
Yeah, they don't. They don't know that though. But still.
No, but like he didn't drive, obviously.
Yeah. Like it doesn't make sense. So then they get him in for questioning. He just talks about happy birthday, when I get to see Lee Harker. And then, she goes to talk to him and says, oh, we got you. It's over. And she's like, yeah, now I'm free. I don't know what he means by being free.
Again, I'm guessing he's done.
Was he
because he knows
a
that
slave
like
to
the
Satan?
last one will be so.
But he seemed to like Satan because he says, hell, Satan. And then he kills himself.
But now he's accomplished his mission for Satan. Now he can join him in hell or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Isn't that what Satan is
But
supposed to
ultimately, he does not succeed, though.
No,
because Miss Ruby, the last kid, survives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, after saying like, "Oh, we've watched you for so long," and she keeps saying, "Who's your accomplice?" Like, and he doesn't say, but then he says, "We watched you for so long. You when you turned 20, you wanted to become, a police person. You joined the force." He says, "We laughed. Well, I laughed. She didn't. Who's she? Who's she?" He's hinting at the accomplice, and she just knows there's an accomplice. She just knows there's an accomplice. I guess.
No, but they kept saying that from the beginning though, because he never entered the house.
That's
so they're like,
true.
someone had to do something.
Sure, that's
they even mentioned like it has to be someone that people trust to let in their house, like randomly. They mentioned like maybe it's someone from the church or it's from the community.
That's the only detail that they actually work at and deduce in a good way, I think. That he has an accomplice, even though she's the only one that believes that. No one else does for some reason. That's the most like common sense thing, that he has an accomplice.
Yeah.
Anyway, does he say, "Why don't you ask your mother"?
I don't remember.
I got the feeling he does. Either way,
he might say that, or he might say, "Why don't you ask her" or something, and she just goes, "Mom?"
I guess intuition again, something like that. Yeah. But then he smashes his face into the table until he dies, which is kind of gross because his nose literally falls off.
Yep. And teeth are out of the mouth.
Yeah, and his head split open. Yeah, that was nasty. Cool, but nasty. And then, so then it's like, oh, now we got to bring your mom in for questioning. Obviously, since there was photos of the guy, so he was there. We need to ask if she knows more. So she goes over there. And then her mom shows up in a nun outfit, shoots the other agent lady who sits in the car while
who drives Lee there because she can't drive after what she experienced.
Yeah,
Agent Browning.
Convenient way to get another victim there.
Yes.
So she shoots her while Lee is in the house. Lee's in the house. So she goes out there, and she sees her shoot another round of buckshot into her head for some reason. Even though her head...
always double tap?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. I've been watching a lot of gun tubers lately. One shot, point blank range like that, and there's no head left to shoot.
No,
I'm just saying. Literally. But whatever. It's for, visuals.
Effects.
And you have that shot, which is in the background here. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's the when she's holding the gun, Yeah. Ooh, it was one of the pictures that everyone was like, oh my god, it's so scary.
What is this?
Then she walks out there. She sees her mom, who is pointing the gun now at a doll that kind of looks...
First it looks like a child, but
But you see it's a doll.
And it kind of looks like her. It kind of looks like the child from the first scene. And then you see it's the doll that looks like the child from the first scene.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, yeah, he's free now. It's like, yeah, it's over now, Mom. You don't have to...
He's dead.
And it's just like... And at this point, you're like, oh, so was she the accomplice? Okay. That was a turn, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then she shoots the doll's head. And we know from an early detail that all the dolls, or we know one doll, but we're guessing all dolls have like a little ball, a hollow ball inside their heads.
Metal thing, yeah.
Yeah. So when she shoots this thing...
That is empty.
It's empty, yeah. Although when you hold up, what's it called? Ultrasound machine, you can hear things. And that's when she gets visions, when it does that. And the coroner did it says, I could swear the other day it whispered my ex-wife's name.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because that's where the devil is. He's in the ball. Or part of the devil is.
Yeah, because when she shoots the doll and the ball explodes... Black smoke comes out of it, as well as the smoke from her head. Then, and she collapses.
Yeah, and I guess she loses her power there, or what is supposed to happen there?
It's like a voodoo doll. The ball inside the head is controlling the human.
But what,
So-
is it controlling her as well? Because
to a certain point, which is why she's so kind of deadpan and has these intuitions.
because
the devil is allowing her to see it.
But the camera girl
Or
who's
feeding it to her.
the camera girl whose doll was also alive, so to speak. She was catatonic. Was that because the doll was buried, or?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah,
when they dug her up, that's literally when she woke up.
True.
Even though they attested to.
Well, they removed the ball from the head. Maybe that's when it happens. I don't know.
That could also be it.
But yeah, so she passes out right there, and then there's it fades to black, and then it's flashback to her as a kid with voiceover from her mom as she explains everything. She explains that Longlegs, or Koppel, as it's called, Nicolas Cage's character. What's his name?
Francis Ford Coppola?
No, it's something Ferdinand Koppel.
Yeah, they don't put the entire name on IMDb.
Whatever, doesn't matter. Longlegs. He showed up there to kill them. Although why he would pick a non-traditional family, so to speak, is all the other victims are, mommy, daddy, daughter. At least one daughter. There are more kids sometimes.
Yeah.
Every single family he kills, or they kill, whatever, is that. It's a nuclear family. So why did he pick one that's just a mom and a daughter for this one?
I don't know.
That's also like...
I don't know because he always... The doll, even though it possesses the daughter, it makes the dad go crazy and kill his family.
Exactly.
So who was supposed to go crazy and die here?
Yeah.
Was he gonna kill them? Or like...
And that's where it also doesn't make sense, because we see then that he goes into the house, he ties up the mom, he hog ties the mom and says, like, I'm gonna kill your daughter unless you help me.
Yeah.
Kill other people. And he says that he gave that choice to everyone else. But we never see...
So maybe he changed his MO after that, but they don't explain that either. They don't talk about how the MO kind of changed after a certain point, that it went from random just families, no matter what, to after being... specifically the dad killing the family.
Yeah, but the way they explain it is that the dad always does it and then kills himself.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Why he 10 years into his killing spree would divert and then ask that mom to help him. But he says also that he has asked everyone else that question.
But her mom never asked that question, as far as we know.
Yeah, so when did he ask that question?
That's why I'm thinking that they were the first family.
But that's why I'm thinking. How could they be the first family?
I don't know.
It literally doesn't work. The timeline doesn't work, because they say the murder started 30 years ago. We know it was in the 60s. We know that the Camera family murders were in 1975. They say 75. And then he says 20 years ago. So that means that the movie takes place in 1995. We know that Lee Harker, Micah Monroe's character, she joined the force when she was 20, which means that she's now somewhere between 20 and 25.
Yeah.
That means her 9th birthday was in she was born... No, she was born in...
You said 60 something.
That doesn't make sense at all. No, sorry. No, you're right. Because 20 years ago, she was 9.
Yeah.
Which means then that she was... No, she's 31 then. Sorry, 31.
Yeah. Her age doesn't really matter, except for the fact that she was 9 when he met her.
Then it might... No, exactly. Because, he met her when she was 9. And
when she turned 9, yeah.
Yeah. That means she was born in 64.
Yeah.
Because she's somewhere between 20... We're estimating that she's 31.
Yeah.
Because... Am I doing the math?
The only time they're saying her date is when he's saying that the call came on January 13th, 1975. That's when your mother made a call about...
Oh, it was 75.
I think it was 75, yeah.
Does he say 75? Because maybe I'm off then. She joined the force when she was 20.
Here, let me see.
Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it all makes sense. Hold on. There's gonna have to be a clip. A spoiler clip.
He murders a family in... Okay, wait. I found the scene where he tells her about it. Let me just pull it up. So I'm not missing anything. I need a few more seconds. She's terrified. All right. So he murders a family in 75.
The camera family.
But he doesn't... Wait, what? He doesn't what? What did he say? That was too fast. But he doesn't visit when they're killed. No,
he never visits. They say he's never there. Well, he leaves...
but he probably isn't even in the house when they're killed. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Then comes back almost 20 years later to visit the only survivor.
Yeah.
Signs in as the agent chasing him and then leaves his only surviving victim feeling much, much better.
20 years later. So that was 75.
Before he got there.
So that means...
So 75 was when he killed the camera family.
Yeah. So we know that is 75.
Yeah.
We know because he says 75. So that means the movie takes place in 95.
Yes.
And Lee, like I said, she's between 20 and 25 because they keep saying you joined the force at 20. I don't think she spent 10 years as a cop and then became an FBI agent. Because she's pretty young. I mean, Micah Monroe is young.
Exactly.
Even if you don't count that, she's supposed to be a young agent.
Yeah, because that's the first scene. They said, all the older agents don't want to do this. It's up to you young guys to do the knocking on doors thing.
Yeah, the grown-up thing that nobody wants to do.
Yeah.
So, but even if she is 31, that means she's 31 in 1995. 30 years before that is 1965, and she was born in 1964. Yeah. So she was born in 1964. The murders started in 1965. That means they can't have been the first. Because they were attacked when she was 9, on her 9th birthday.
The camera family was not the first one.
No, I mean, Harker wasn't the first one. It can't be.
No, and Harker wasn't the first one either.
Because that takes place in 1970.
We don't know who the first one was.
Exactly,
really.
but that's what I'm saying. She wasn't the first one. He didn't ask the first mom. He asked 10 years after he started. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Doesn't make sense. Go to the scene where she says, your mom made a phone call.
I'm in that. She called in a police report January 13, 1974.
74, when she was 9. Okay, so then
so it's the year before
she's born
the
in,
camera family.
Yeah, and then she's born in 65. That's right. So she's 30. Yeah, she's 30.
Yeah.
1965. Yeah, which means they were not the first victims.
That's one day before your 9th birthday. That makes your birthday the 14th. Yeah. And that's how they're starting to make the connection between her
Sure,
and
yeah. But that means she wasn't the first victim. He had been murdering people for 10 years before that. So why did he ask her?
But where did you get that he's been doing it for 30 years?
Because the first murders weren't. They say it's been in the beginning. They say we've been chasing this guy for 30 years.
Oh, right, when they're sitting in the car.
Yeah, the very first mention of it.
True.
So why would he ask her?
I don't know.
What makes her special? Because you could say that. Oh, well, it's
again, like we said, what made him change his ways? Yeah. What made him divert from his pattern?
You could say that,
and then go back to it.
Yeah, you could say then that. Oh, but he also says I've asked everyone the same thing. I ask all of them, but he never interacts with them. So why would he ask them? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Who's asking what? It's bullshit. And like I said, why would he pick her? Could you say, oh, because there's a connection? They had a connection because she had that intuition. But they also hint that
I'm guessing she got the intuition from the doll.
I was going to say that, okay.
But we said that already.
Yeah, but I know, but I was gonna call back to that in case people are saying, well, that's because she was intuitive. She's supernatural. No, she became that because of the doll. Yeah. So no. So why?
As far as we know, at least.
As far as we know, yeah. Why did he pick her? It doesn't make sense. And it's like, well, it's because the movie has to continue. Yeah, but it's one of those, you can't just gloss over that.
No, that's a big detail.
It's such a big detail, yeah. And especially in a movie full of details, you need to be careful with your details.
They've had a lot of other details alluring to, like, explaining stuff. Like when she's doing the intuition test, And they show her the flash pictures, and she says random things.
Yeah.
She talks about, she mentions mother, father, and daughter, I think. And
Yeah.
she mentions, like, door, which is alluding to the locked door to the basement. Tiger,
Yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I think that feels more like an Easter egg. I don't think they're supposed to
Yeah.
explain anything, but sure.
No, but that's just like, they're hinting at the end there because they're mentioning things. Sure, whatever. That one doesn't really do anything, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Same as with the fucking cipher. It doesn't really do anything except for give her a reason to know, the camera.
Yeah,
the camera people.
It's the way they haven't figured out who he is until now, because we couldn't figure out the cipher, and then she doesn't even figure. He just gives her the cipher. What is the
only
point?
reason? That's the only explanation I have is like, I'm almost done. I have this last one planned out. Is Miss Ruby? My helper is gonna fix that, and then they're done. So I can die now, and I can just show the people that because I'm vain.
Okay. But then here's the next thing. All this is told to us in a flashback. She then wakes up in the basement.
On his bed.
On his bed. So he has been living underneath her for all this time, which
Which
creepy.
is the man underneath. It's alerting to him or
but
the
also
devil.
the devil beneath there, the man downstairs even more, Mr. Downstairs. So she crawls out of bed because there's a phone call, and the devil literally calls Lee to say, "You're missing Ruby's birthdays." Why? Why would he say that?
Yeah, because he doesn't want her to go there because she can stop everything.
Because he literally tells her, like, "Oh, don't forget about Ruby's birthday." So she goes over there, stops her mom from killing the final one, I suppose. Yeah. To complete the pattern, because there was a pattern with the dates and everything. It's also kind of
upside down triangle.
Which is also they figured that out. But there were killings above.
Yeah,
but they just
had
folded
nothing to do
those
with
away
anything.
and like, oh no, it's just this part. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Disregarding those.
Yeah. And then, they go over there and, the family's already possessed. Which is also like...
Yeah, because the doll's there.
It was so bad. How the father's like, "Sit down," and you hear the voices weird.
Yeah, that he, like, demonic possession voice screamed at them.
Yeah, and Lee's mom is there. It's like, the mom's already dead. She's already dead.
Yeah.
It was... No, she isn't. I guess she's possessed.
She's sitting right there.
But it means that
she can't...
She's gonna kill him.
He's gonna kill her.
Yeah, sorry, her, yeah.
And, like, she can't resist.
Yeah, and they're putting
when
on
he
this,
says,
like,
go into the kitchen.
"Oh, should we get the cakes now?" Yeah, I guess we should cut the fucking cakes. It's like,
There's two details that fuck me off, though. That's a weird way of saying it. She says, "Should we cut the cake?" Singular.
He says cakes, yeah.
Yeah, and like...
Is that once again the whole S thing? That the devil
maybe?
speaks with S's in the end?
Maybe. Then there's also detail in the scene where she's home alone in the beginning. When she goes home, we don't see her do it, but the deadbolt is on when she's closed the door.
Yeah.
Later, when she goes to check the door, it's off.
Uh-huh.
Later, when she goes outside, when she checks the door, it's off, and she puts it there because she hears the knocking.
Yeah.
So she puts in the deadbolt. And then she goes outside through the back door, and she comes around to go inside the front door, and then it's off again and open.
On which house? Her house?
Her home, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
she goes out the back door?
She goes out the back door, yeah.
Oh, yeah, then she comes in the back
kitchen.
door, but walks out the front door.
I guess.
Because the front door is open. She walks into the house with the front door with
yeah,
the gun.
and it's open then, and he has removed the deadbolt.
Yeah, so he walked in through the
but
back door.
But why was it... She deadbolted it when she got home. We don't see that, but we see it being deadbolted when she passes it.
Wait,
and then it's not
is the
when
regular
she...
lock. Do you mean the chain?
Whatever, you mean the chain. Yeah, the chain.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
But then the chain isn't on when the knocking happens. Is that supposed to throw us off? Or was that just a dumb detail?
She puts the chain up when she goes to check after the knock.
Yeah, but we see it when she gets home, when she closes the door,
The chain is on?
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's I don't know what's called in English. It's a klaffel.
Yeah,
continuation
whatever,
error. Yeah, the line producer should get fired, especially since that door is so important later on. Because they're moving in and out. Okay, but anyway, they're in the house. We haven't explained. That is literally Captain Carter's house.
Yes.
Because we
It's
didn't
Miss
say
Ruby's birthday.
Yeah, Miss Ruby is his daughter. They call her Miss Ruby. So yeah, the devil kills the mom through the dad, through Captain Carter.
Yeah.
And then he comes out to kill them, but Lee shoots him twice. And then she points a gun at her mom and she's like, stop it, and shoots her mom as she's about to get up.
She pulls out a weird sacrificial dagger thing.
Oh, yeah, right. Shoots her. And then she's about to shoot the doll, but there's no bullets left, which is also bullshit because she's only fired 3 bullets.
Exactly.
So I guess...
She hasn't used that gun before in the movie, so it's not like she's emptied it earlier.
Yeah, and then yeah.
She's only pointed it, she's never used it.
Yeah, which is also funny because she has I don't know the exact model, but it's like a Glock. It's a semi-automatic gun, like a Glock or something like that, which is standard issue for law enforcement in America. And that's the one she keeps pulling out all the time, her service pistol. But in this last scene, she has a revolver.
Yeah.
Why is it a revolver all of a sudden?
I think that, isn't that what she finds downstairs in Longlegs' lair, maybe?
She finds a gun there? I thought she just had her service pistol already on her hip, in the holster.
I mean, after the incident in the station, I wouldn't blame them if they said you can't carry a gun at the moment. But again, that's not
she has a
something we're
gun
told.
because she goes to pick up her mom and she pulls a gun then.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
She has her service pistol then.
Does her mom take it?
But where did she get the revolver from?
The house?
Okay, whatever. Once again, doesn't really matter, but
I mean, it could have been her regular gun, and that could have been out of shots. It doesn't matter. Like, why did they change the gun?
Yeah, I don't know. And that's also one of the why I start noticing so many of these things, and why I can forgive them in movies I like, is because you are immersed.
Yeah, you're distracted by the good stuff.
Yeah, and here it's just like I'm not immersed at all. I'm not invested at all. So it's just like that's weird. That sticks out. That doesn't make sense. Because I'm not interested in
You know what sticks out a lot in this movie and has absolutely no point with anything is the fucking snake shots all of a sudden.
The devil, snakes. Ugh.
Yeah, but come on.
I don't know.
They're like random cue cards that have nothing to do with anything except for the iconic red color, I guess. And it's eerie.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
Same with they're obviously alluding, or the devil is part of all of this, but why are we seeing the devil physically and in shadow form all over the place all the time?
Because
don't show us that.
The devil is it's supposed to be very subtle, which it is.
It's not.
Well, it is because from what I heard, there's over 30 shots of the devil in the movie, and I was looking for them because I knew that, and I think I saw 4.
Oh, I didn't count them, but I definitely saw over 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know the devil had anything to do with it, and I was like, "There's a devil's," because you saw the iconic big hooded figure with the horns,
the classic ram's horns. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "That's the devil." And there he is again. I even tried to point at it for you, but
yeah, I know. I pointed a couple times too.
Yeah.
I saw
devil.
him. I saw
devil.
him. I saw him when she was, running around outside her house after she heard "Harker." With the whole door thing.
First of all, she sees something through the window, which is 2 silhouettes.
Super faint over there.
And then the devil is behind him.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple more like that. There's some where he shows up in the reflection of the door in the end.
Yes.
But I think I saw 4 or 5. So he's all.
I saw a bunch.
The point is to show that the devil is amongst us.
Sure.
The evil is in all of us. So
see, if we hadn't seen the silhouette of the devil everywhere, if it hadn't been pointed out to us, we could have played it off more as Longlegs being fucking sick in the head.
Yes.
Which would have been more palpable. Is that the word I'm looking for? I could accept it better.
Because what it ends up is that it's literally the devil who's killing people.
Yeah.
Through Longlegs and
Longlegs
mom.
is putting the devil into these dolls that possess the dad to kill the family and then himself.
Yeah. And that's it. Oh, it was the devil who did it.
Why? Who the fuck knows? Hail Satan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God works in mysterious ways, so does the devil, I suppose.
Yeah.
But to me, we're literally at the end of the movie.
Yes.
So she can't destroy the doll, but she says, "Come on, Ruby, let's go." But right before that, though, we get, she keeps saying, clicking the gun, and you hear, "Whoa," the weird music, and then you see Longlegs again in the interrogation room where he kills himself. He sings "Happy Birthday" and goes, "Hail Satan," and winks.
Wink and dunk.
And that's literally the end of the movie.
Yeah.
He doesn't even dunk, he just cuts to black.
That's true.
Which some people hint like, did he survive?
No, he did not.
Oh, that's just to say that the devil is still there. But so they just leave. Okay, so Ruby survived. The devil's work wasn't finished because he literally led the one girl who could stop him there. Why?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Why?
He wanted to corrupt her to have her do the ending. I don't know.
But then why have
and
that?
I don't understand why not just crush the doll's head instead?
Yeah.
And just bash it open and bash open the ball. I mean, they managed to open that ball separate times, or the other time with camera girls.
They literally say, "Can you open it?" Yeah, but there's nothing in there.
And they open it and there's nothing in there.
Yeah. Except for the devil.
Well, yeah, but they can't see that.
No. So that's how it ends. Like, okay, we did it. We stopped the devil. Okay.
Did we? But
yes, we did. For all intents and purposes, because the movie's over, people are already speculating, is there going to be a sequel? Oscar Perkins said no, because he's happy with the ending, which means that, they stopped the devil here, but, you could say that, well, thematically, evil still exists. The devil still exists.
You can.
It's Halloween, you can't destroy evil. Evil is,
everywhere.
It's fugazi,
it's part
fugazi,
of it.
it's washi, it's wusi.